You know, I'd really rather not.
Remember kids, it's okay to experiment with hallucinogens. Just make sure you have a buddy around to keep you grounded.
I can fly.
Sometimes literally. A weird time to cover a game like this perhaps, given that it's too old to be new and too new to be fuck, but I can't pass up on a salacious SEGA shitpost of this magnitude. I mean, by the time Sonic is reportedly getting tortured as yet another edgier hedgehog bursts onto the scene, seriously, this is like the 4th time now, you know there has to be some type of nugget of pure ass in there somewhere, and this ass nugget is indeed about an egg nugget actually magically succeeding in taking over the world with the help of this thing. Sonic is presumed dead or held captive, and so the remaining remnants of Camp Furry team up with some incessant hell spawn of your own creation in order to awkwardly run and platform about the place in both 2D and 3D, saving the world one uninspired level at a time. When I'm not busy embracing my faith in God or having Tails massage my smelly feet after a hard days of going fast, I like to use semi-automated lock-on systems and homing attacks to mindlessly work my way through a linear level. Wow! And I like doing it through this weird grapple hook thingy by occasionally picking up a flamethrower for some fucking reason. Or, my player character does at least, as Sonic Non-Consensuals has 3 player characters. Lanky limbs sex doll Sonic, who does all the boosting, your own equally fetishistic player character who does the grappling, and classic Sonic, who is totes cute and adorbs and plays like what he did in the original games. Or that's the intent at least. Realistically, all characters play more or less the same. They tried emulating a previous Sonic game called Generations, which also did the classic versus lanky shit. It's just that now they did it without actually making them uniquely distinct from one another in regards to their level design and ability. Like, Small Boy might not be able to boost or do homing attacks, but they're both equally as imprecise. I guess the change in angle could have been a thing, but Lanky Kong has plenty of 2s to D2. All levels are just linear corridors regardless in any case. Sometimes you go fast and watch the cutscenes play as you hold down whatever direction button you were going in prior, and other times you go fast and watch the cutscene play and you hold down whatever direction button you were going in prior, only to fall off the stage not realizing that the game actually required your attention this time around. Cause yeah, game feel wise shit's rather odd. It's like half on rails, half player controlled. I'm not even talking about the cinematic loops and shit. Like, you can legit feel the bends and turns of a stage push and pull up against your character, often negating or correcting your inputs. And don't get me wrong, I get why they did that, as it's already far too easy to go fast and fling yourself into the realms of background purgatory, what with how slippery and imprecise a lot of the platforming and running is across all characters. And with the camera zooming out to the point where you can't even see said characters. But the big thing is, about games like Burnout, Wipeout, Outrun, and Outlast is the sense of total control and agency that you have over your own speed, actually feeling like you are going fast. Whereas Sonic Fuckos over here makes it seem more like it's just Sonic going fast in cutscenes and the like, rather than it's you yourself making it. And that's assuming he's really even all that quick to begin with, as something about the portrayal of speed compared to, say, Sonic Unleashed feels noticeably slower, with the blurred edges, amazing jet engine sound effects, and the total disregard for oncoming scenery being all but absent. Sans for the few parts where you're allowed to boost a bunch without it leading to your immediate death.
Sonic Says is sponsored by Camel Tobacco.
Remember kids, when Sonic wants to relax, he ignites a calming, healthy Camel brand cigarette. So the gameplay is a flawed but solid foundation. Your main guy has a grapple hook that, when things line up proper, can allow for some rather speedy swinging about, and the same goes for modern Sonic's boosts. And classic Sonic just kinda sucks, as precision platforming is far too finicky with these controls. Though, I guess that these stages do break up the monotony somewhat, but what I was getting at is that the boosting and grappling are great concepts that sadly go underutilized in the lackluster levels. The flow of Sonic forces just isn't as great as it should have been, or has been in the past. Like something about the way you boost through a horde of enemies, bowling pinning them asunder as you get launched up into the air, successfully chaining together homing attacks to stay afloat is almost inherently satisfying. Especially during the rare but awesome stages where you play as Sonic and Hellspawn together, thus allowing for mass distance clearing by way of homing grapples. Sonic also has a boost bar that fills up as you grab these item containers that are literally everywhere, ensuring that you'll never run out of juice so that by the time you get down to floor level, you can instantly compensate for the loss of momentum brought on by the sudden drop through boosting up ahead by holding button, which almost automatically gives it some of that more tactile nature that sadly lacks in other areas. Shit's actually pretty great, but as I was clearly building up to, the level design itself does not support moments like that often enough. Mainly because A, the character creator character lacks the boost, making any and all loss of momentum painfully noticeable, and B, a lot of the time the enemies, boosts, and stage hazards just don't line up in a satisfying or engaging way. Quite often, a fast section will end in you running into a wall, forcing you to fiddle around with an awkward-to-grab handle placed with no regard to the floaty controls, or you'll just end up having the proverbial controller ripped from your hands as Sonic does some cool-looking, but not cool-playing shit. And all of this is made worse by the fact that each stage is only about a minute and a half long, thus ending shit before it even ever had the chance at becoming good. Hey, look guys! I'm naked! So the overall tone of the game is, well, at some point I was straight up unlocking weird latex bodysuits and actual real bondage gear looking shit. I was half expecting that ass-pumping court case scene from that one Sonic inflation porn game What Your Dad Plays to show up. You know, the one where you go drinking with the Nux? Don't lie to me. I also S-ranked just about every mission despite sucking ass, which was rather peculiar? It does by far contain the best performance that Quentin Flynn has ever given, though.
Does anyone but you believe your lies?
Axel, Raiden, don't make me laugh! But yeah, the war thing about egg-nicking the world into egg mission is, as silly as it is, quite interesting. But much like its mechanics, woefully underused. It sits somewhere in between funny cringe and actual cringe. Hearing Knuckles say,
"None of this is good, Vector. That's why it's called war,"
with zero sense of irony to the talking crocodile man was decently XD. Unlike Sonic though, the war doesn't chuckle. Shit's implemented about as well as Final Fantasy XV's DLC. The entire plot just feels wholly devoid of stakes, nor does it really amount to anything substantial. I mean, the game starts literally, actually, with Sonic dying and Eggman ex-slaving all of mankind. I like that. It's daring, dumb, interesting, neat, and fucking stupid. It's something new and unexpected, but of course, not minutes later, it is revealed that Sonic isn't actually dead, you guys. He's just being tortured, which in this world means that he was just simply sitting in a prison cell cracking wise for a couple of days. Similarly, Fat Nick Man has employed the help of some type of ancient demon power manifesting in a hedgehog with dream powers, which felt legit enemy stand tier. Only, it's fine you guys, we can just jump at him a few times and then he'll go away because friendship, I guess. Like, what? And yeah, you could say, should you really be expecting this much from a fucking Sonic game? Which, no, I really shouldn't, but maybe then the game shouldn't pretend like there's much more going on in the first place. It sets up all of these interesting things only to immediately have it pay off in dick. It is bad story. Really only functional as a reason to make the UI look cool, but nothing more than that. It's fine, kind of mediocre, I guess. By far the most pervasive vibe that I got from it was that it felt like a game nobody wanted. No one really wanted to play it, nor did those making it feel incredibly inspired either. It is a rushed rehash of ideas done worse than the games it's rehashing from. Sure, it can be fun at times, but that's not a very high bar to set, let's be honest. To me, it's definitely one of those, I don't regret playing it and I enjoyed it, I guess, but I won't ever touch it again, let alone think about it kind of games. Though the OC thing is kind of neat, limited though it may be. Like, I couldn't quite make the Hedgehog design of my dreams, as all of the Hedgehog templates had short spikes, nor could I get them knucklocks, but I think I did okay in making something passable at least. And I do love to see it return in future games for sure, but Yeah, somewhere in between them showing off Chaos as one of the boss characters and you never fighting him, and it ending about as abruptly as... I can't imagine development having gone all that smoothly, which sucks for them, I guess, but then in that, I suppose it could have also been much, much worse. Remember, kids, trying and doing your best is always more important than winning. And if it feels like you just can't do it no matter how hard you try, there's absolutely no shame in giving up. SEGA.